To tell a story, man. I want to tell a street story. You know what I'm saying? I want to tell y'all something that happened to me recently. Something that happened probably like 2 months ago. Now, me, I never carried myself like a street guy. I've always been conscious. When I was like 14, I got into skateboarding, started hanging out with white boys. I love my white boys. They introduced me to punk rock. I was attracted to punk rock because it was anti-establishment, and that was just my natural vibration. In life, even as a little kid, I always was the type to question everything. I never even believed what I saw on TV until like if I saw something like, I remember when 9/11 happened. I was in school in fifth grade. I was like 10 years old. Everybody was shocked by it. We were in class, and back then we didn't have flat screens. They would wheel in the television. It was a big box TV sitting on top of like a little mobile little joint that it sat on, like a black stand that you would roll with wheels. You know what I mean? So they brought the TV in when 9/11 happened so that we can watch the news and see what was going on. Because I think, by us living in Richmond, Virginia, D.C. had got attacked. I think the Pentagon was like hit or something like that. So we was told, the school got shut down because D.C. is like an hour away from Richmond. So the government didn't know if they were going to attack us. You know what I'm saying? So same thing with the anthrax situation. I was in like sixth grade when that happened. '01, '02 or something like that. I was a sixth grader. And when the anthrax thing happened, and the DC sniper, they locked our schools down. So when those situations happen, as a young kid, I didn't even believe it was real. Like in my mind, I was like, is this real? Because I just, that's just my natural vibration. I just question things. It's always, because I always think, what would I do if I was trying to manipulate somebody's mind? I'll create a smokescreen. But let me tell you something, man. This is my brother right here, right? My brother's weight. It's me. Like I was like 17 years old in this picture, right? And yeah, this is from the year '07. I was like 16 actually, and they got me into the club. And my brother, he's reformed now, but he had the permanent golds in his mouth. You know what I mean? He was a street dude, and I was just a regular dude. You know what I mean? See, I got the LRG hoodie on. This is '07. I'm rocking LRG. Got on a pair of black Dickies, and I'm wearing some black Air Forces. That was my style. I was unique. But, I've always been surrounded by dudes who were street simply because I inherited these friends through my brother and my sister. And my brother, he's always been really, really popular. He was a hustler, all that kind of stuff. And me, I was just me. I was just always me. I was the little brother that didn't have to be in the streets because I wasn't interested in them. But throughout my life, I've had trials and tribulations where people would think I was soft and stuff like that. And you know, one thing that you got to understand is sometimes you got to be very responsible, especially when you have resources available that can hurt people. Like with me, I've been in so many situations, man, where people would try to get at me simply because they thought I was soft. I've been robbed maybe once or twice, and once I would give this once I would report back to my people what happened to me, um, you know, I would be responsible for somebody getting hurt. You know what I mean? I would actually have the power to greenlight somebody getting hurt because I'm the little brother of somebody that's really in the streets, somebody that's really, really heavily street affiliated. You understand what I'm saying? I seen my brother get shot 5 times in front of me, and he was in the streets really, really hard at one point. And whenever something would happen to me, I would have access to his friends. And recently something happened where somebody called me on the phone, and it was a misunderstanding. I was dealing with this girl, and this girl lied on me basically, and she was like, "Yo, Benny was talking trash about you." I wasn't talking trash about anybody. This person was basically trying to implement a divide and conquer technique between me and this other individual. You know what I mean? So this individual called me and told me he was going to murder me, and he was coming to my crib. And one thing you got to understand is just because somebody doesn't carry themselves like a gangster doesn't mean that they don't have access to gangsters. You know what I mean? I can make a phone call and I can have my friends come defend me. You know what I mean? So once dude called me and he threatened to kill me, all I had to do was make one phone call, and I had like 3 cars of people with the Dracos, aka all the modern day warfare weapons. Big guns, guns with telescopes on them, guns with 60 bullet guns that can shoot 60 bullets in 3 seconds, all of that stuff. But I don't like to take it to that level because I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to be responsible for hurting anybody, and I don't want me to be the catalyst for somebody going to prison. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, man, if I get into a situation with somebody, I'm not going to be the one to hurt you. I'm not going to be the one to actually cause you physical pain. The people around me that I inherited from my brother, people who got love for me, people who see me grow up as a baby, and people who have a respect for me, they're going to be the ones that'll step in. And that's how it's always been in my life. And I've always had to balance that out. A lot of times I would hide situations from my people because I knew once they found out, they would try to do something about it. So all my life I've had to balance it out. You know what I mean? If somebody tried to hurt me or something like that, I would try my best to make peace with that person because I knew once I got it to my peoples, then things would get really, really ugly. You know what I'm saying? And it's like like this is my little nephew right here. He just came home from doing 5 years. You know what I mean? I got a lot of people in my family that are very, very heavily involved in the streets, and I don't like it. I want to get them out, but at the same time, you have to understand, me, I'm just a conscious brother. I'm a brother who wants to build up his community, help his people. I want to convert young boys from thugs to intelligent professors and scientists. That's my goal in life. But every now and then I get caught up because I'm on the ground. I consider myself to be the god. I don't want to hurt nobody. I don't want to, you know what I mean? I don't want to get involved in a physical confrontation with somebody and they threaten me because they think I'm soft. And then I have to activate my resources to protect myself. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, man, I'm not going to hurt you. Somebody else that's affiliated with me is going to do it. But why do we even have to why do we even have to take it to that level? Why is it that we can't just say, yo, this dude is not portraying himself as a gangster. This dude is portraying himself as a conscious brother. He's a God body. He rocks yellow. That represents the sun. He's trying to shine. He's trying to enlighten. He's trying to brighten up the community, just like the sun does. So you have to respect people's roles. Everybody is not a gangster. But you got to be careful because certain people have access to gangsters. Just because somebody isn't a gangster doesn't mean that they don't have access to gangsters. So watch who you deal with because sometimes you might run across somebody that's real humble and real cool, but the people around them are deadly. And you might think this person is harmless. And this person might be very, very against violence. They might not want to commit acts of violence against you. But if you force their hand, they will. So please respect brothers who aren't in the streets, man. Peace.